Carlos. Hello, everyone. I am Sulaiman Kam from IHE Catalyst. So I am the IHE Conectaton manager for Canada and LACPAS and WHO. So my role is to manage the testing program of the event in Gazelle. Uh, so next slide. Sorry. Okay. So for today, I will present you the registration webinar for the upcoming event in El Salvador, the third PH4H Conectaton. So first, we will review the event calendar and the key phase, because this year it's very special. We divide the testing plan into two parts. The first part will be executed in the first phase of the event, and the second part will be executed in the second phase in El Salvador. So then I will present you the test plan provided by PH4H. And you may have already seen a presentation on this test plan probably from Carlos, Pablo, or Fernando. But I would like to give you a quick reminder to highlight the importance of the registration phase in Gazelle. So after that, I will give a short introduction of Gazelle, and then I will show you how to perform the registration in Gazelle. The registration in Gazelle this year will be very simple compared to the previous years. So we'll have time to see it during this webinar. So we will finish this webinar with question response if you have any question at the end, so I can answer to your question. So as you know, the event will take place this year in El Salvador for 4 days. And before that, for the first time, we will hold, as I said, an online event. And so this is the calendar of the event, the preparatory, and before we came to from the preparatory to the testing event on site. So first of all, we start with the registration phase. The registration, you need to, if your country, if you have never participated to the PH4H Conectaton, you need to register your country in Gazelle first. If your country already exists in Gazelle and you don't have any account in Gazelle, so this is part also of the registration. So once you have your account, your country already exists in Gazelle, so now you need to register your system. This is the most important phase of the registration. That's what I will show today. So the registration will take 1 month. It will you have 1 month to perform the full registration of your system, your country, and the users. But the registration itself takes around, I think, less than 30 minutes. So you can book 30 minutes on September to perform your registration. So after the registration, as I said at the beginning of the presentation, this year we divide, PH4H has divided the test plan into two phases. The phase one is the online event. So we are working on the planning of this phase one. We'll have the validation from Carlos, Pablo, and Fernando. We discuss it tomorrow, and once it's validated, they will present you the program of the phase one. Each country will have its own slot to perform few tests in the test plan, and the goal is to be prepared before coming to El Salvador. And then the phase two will have another test plan in the phase two. So we will execute that test plan on site in El Salvador. So at the end of the phase one and the phase two, we will publish, as we did last year, we will publish a report for each country. The report will be divided into three levels. We have the regional report that is public, the sub-regional report, Caribbean, South, Central, and North. Each sub-region will have the statistic of their test. And the third level is the country report that is private to the country. Only the country can have access to those information. And in the report, we will report everything, all the tests you did during the phase one and all the tests you did during the phase two. So regarding the webinars, we'll have 3 webinars. The first one is this registration webinar. The second one will be the webinar we'll hold before the phase one to explain you in detail the test plan, the slot for each country. And then we'll have another webinar, that's the webinar for the phase two. We will explain you the test plan we will execute in the phase on-site in El Salvador. So this is globally how the process looks like. Registration first, as I said in the previous slide, you register your system, your country, if it doesn't exist. If you are a new user in Gazelle, you need to create your account. This is the registration process. After that, at the end of September, beginning of October, we will ask you to share your public IP address of your server and then the port also, the port of your server. We'll give you all of the detail when at the end of September. This is something the country that already participate to the PH4H Conectaton, this is something they already know. So we'll do the same this year. Configuration network to share, because we need to configure your server in the Gazelle proxy and so on. So after sharing your configuration, the step 3 is to execute the online testing before coming to El Salvador. The third phase is the phase 2. You will meet the other country in El Salvador and then perform some peer-to-peer tests. And the last step is the results that will be published on November. So this is on this part, I will show you the global overview of the test plan defined by PH4H. So the test plan is divided into 2 tracks. The track 1 is migrant cross-border continuity of care, and the track 2 is the digital vaccination certificate. So in the track 1, you have a patient from country A who's going to travel to the country B. The patient from the country A has already the patient summary, the LAC patient summary, or the country A patient summary. Then he will travel to country B. The country B will update the patient summary of the patient. Then from the country C, they retrieve the final version, they update in the country B, and then perform some modification also, and so on. So this will be the same process everywhere, and we'll show you in the test plan how the IPS document will be shared. Are we going to use VHL? Are we going to use Smart Health Link, and so on? This will be explained in the next slide. So here you have the system, and this is Gazelle. This is the application, this is the wallet, and in yellow you have the test case. This test case I'm going to show you will be executed during the online event, the phase 1. So in the track 1, the first test cases will be to send the ITI 78 PDQM transaction to retrieve the patient demographic information, because the goal of this part is to build the IPS LAC document. So first of all, we need the information, demographic information of the patient. So those information will be available in the Gazelle MPI, the Gazelle MPI, and from your electronic health record, you can send the ITI 78 to the Gazelle MPI, and the Gazelle MPI will send you a response message with the demographic information of the patient. So once we have the demographic information of the patient, so we switch to the SVCM profiles, ITI 98 and 101 transaction. So this is test case number 2 and test case number 3. In the test case number 2, that's the lookup. The lookup is in the lookup we use is used by the terminology consumer to look up a specific code from a value set to an equivalent code in another value set based on file concept resource. ITI 101 is for the translation. In the Raxel side, we have some monitors who know very well these profiles and this transaction. So this is exactly what some countries execute last year also, TC2 and TC3, that's the same test. Then we switch to once we have the patient demographic information, now we can build the clinical database on the information we get from TC1 to TC3. So we can build the IPS, you can build the IPS LAC in the TC4. And once you build the IPS LAC, we'll ask you to push that IPS document in the file server. That's the TC5, the test case number 5. These tests will be executed in the phase 1. So now that the IPS is available in your country, your file server country, so now we switch to the application, because in this slide, we are in the electronic health record. Now this slide, we are in the application. The patient from its application can retrieve the IPS document from the file server of his country. And by using the ITI 68 to retrieve the document from the application, that's the test case number 6. This also is part of the phase 1. And from the IPS document he retrieved from the application, he can create the VHL, select the resources that he would like to share to the health professional. The resources can be, for example, the allergy, it can be also the vital sign, or it can be the immunization resource. So based on the information he selects, he can create the password, the expiration date, and so on, and create the VHL, and the VHL can be pushed to the wallet part. So this is the test case. The wallet part is the test case number 8, and the VHL part is the test case number 7. So for the track 1, these are the tests you need to execute during the online testing before coming to El Salvador. So now, once you come to El Salvador, now you can continue your tests, TC number 9. TC number 9, you will retrieve the IPS. So here we are in the country B. And from the country B, you can retrieve the VHL QR code created by Brazil or another country. Then you need to extract the data and show it, show the information shared by the patient. Then TC10 to TC13, in the country B will update the IPS of the patient from the electronic health record. So from the electronic health record, and then so that means from this stage, after the test case number 13, we'll have a new version of the IPS of the patient, because the initial version has been updated in the country B. So the second version of the IPS, we can create the VHL also with the second version. And also, once we create the VHL, so now we can push it in the application file server. So here, from TC15 to TC17, we have two. In the previous slide, we have two IPS. The IPS you have in the previous slide and the IPS you have at the beginning. So now in this slide, we will explain you how to consolidate both IPS to have one final IPS. The final IPS will be the consolidated IPS. So in the test case number 16, we will ask you to validate the consolidated IPS in the Gazelle validators, by using the Gazelle validators. So after that, once you consolidate the IPS, we will ask you to create a new VHL based on the consolidated IPS and then push it in the wallet. So this is the TC15 to 17, and these tests will be executed in El Salvador. It's in the phase number 2. So now in this slide, you use the country B from the EHR. He can update. Let me check. Oh no, okay. He can retrieve the document reference from the broadcast, the regional node broadcast, uh, and also the regional node broadcast will send the same request ITI 78 to all the file server of all countries to retrieve the information and then to send it back to the country B electronic health record. So after that, test case number 20 will once we have the document reference, we can retrieve the document itself. So by sending the ITI 68. So once we have the right document, they will be able to upload it and perform some validation, internal validation. So this is the track one. Maybe probably after we'll discuss with Fernando, Pablo, and Carlos. Probably we could have maybe uh, more test cases than 20 or less. We'll discuss, and then once we validate everything, we'll have another webinar to discuss on it in detail. So in the track two, I'll be very, yeah. So in the track two, it's the digital vaccination certificate. In the digital vaccination certificate, the process is quite the same. Test cases at the beginning, PDQM, SVCM transaction, then validate the document in EVS by using the validator available in EVS client. But here the difference between the track one is we work with IPS ICVP, only the immunization resource of the IPS document. So once we build this IPS ICVP, so we can push it in the file server by using ITI 65 of MHD profile. So this will be executed in the phase one online event. So after that, from in Sam in the member state country A, so they can ask they can retrieve the document ICVP document from the file server in of the country A. So once we have that IPS ICVP, so now the next step is to convert this IPS ICVP in the QR code. So that means the certificate will be available in the QR code. So that QR code can be validated by using the WHO Universal Validator. So also WHO is working on it. So before the event, everything's normally all the tools probably will be available. So we have also here the payload of the ICVP that could be validated also. So this is the test case number 7, and number 8, and they are all part of the phase one of the event. Okay, so next slide. We are in the application. The process also is the same. From the application, we retrieve here we have in the electronic health record, immunization record, sorry. And here we are in the application, and the process is the same. From the application, retrieve the document in the file server, convert it in the QR code, and then push it in the wallet. Okay, so here we are in the country B. The QR code created by the country A can be scanned by the country B and extract the data information. Okay, so on this part, yeah, I think that's the same slide in the previous one. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is the TC14. Yeah, okay. Okay. I think the slide are same. Okay. So this is globally how we divide the test cases in the for both track. So in Gazelle this year, the registration will be different because we have two tracks, and the system of each track is not are not the same. For example, the track 2, we have the immunization record, and in the track 1 we have the electronic health record. So each country will register two different systems. One system for the track 1 electronic health record, and another system for the track 2, it will be the immunization record. I will show you in Gazelle how to do this. So now what is Gazelle? Before we switch to the detail of the registration, I will introduce you Gazelle for the newcomers. So Gazelle is a test management tool oriented toward interoperability and conformance testing. Gazelle is a suite of IHE actor simulators and a suite of IHE validators. So we have several simulators around Gazelle, depending to the profile you would like to test. And we have also several validators around Gazelle, image, file validators, CDA validators, HTTP validators, and QR code validators, and many other. So just to explain you, that Gazelle is not about one tool; it's about several tools in the ecosystem. So we have also some support tools like the proxy. For example, you will use the proxy in the phase one, and in the phase two, the proxy will catch the message you send from your system from the client to the server, and then store the request. And when they receive the response message, they will forward it to you. And then from the proxy, you can retrieve the request, the response message, and perform the validation, call the validators. So this part will be explained in details in our next webinar. So Gazelle has been created for the IHE Conectaton at the beginning, but now at this time it's used by many events around the world. PH4H Conectaton, Canada Projectaton, Swiss, and many others. We use also Gazelle for the conformance testing. So, but this is not the goal of the upcoming event. But just it's good to know that Gazelle is used also to perform some conformity tests. So this is the event we have around Gazelle. These are just some examples. The first one is the LAC Pass Projectaton in Brazil 2 years ago. We have also the Swiss project. Every year they organize an event, a projectaton around Gazelle. So then their next event will be next week. We have also the North American Conectaton in Chicago 2024, and this year also, the beginning of the year in Canada. The Canada Projectaton also every year they organize a projectaton around Gazelle, and here also we have the European Conectaton in France in 2023. The last one was in Vienna, in Autriche. So this is the quick introduction of Gazelle. So now, just to show you the workflow of the testing in the phase one. In the phase one, each country, as I said, will have its own system, and we have a tool in Gazelle that is the Gazelle Test Management Tool. And from the Gazelle Test Management Tool, the test plan of the phase one will be available. So we'll ask you to read the test plan, where to find the test plan, and how to execute the test plan. So once you have the information that in the test plan, test case number one, how to execute it, test case number two, how to execute it, and so on. So now you will perform some tests with some simulators. For example, in the test case number one, you will execute the test with the Gazelle NPI. And you will exchange some transaction with the Gazelle NPI by using the PDQM transaction. And after that, you can validate your message by using the Gazelle EVS client. And Gazelle EVS client will call some validators, MHBox or HTTP validator, depending on which profile you are testing. So, and then after that, you will get the report of your validation, and you can collect your evidence in Gazelle, and monitors, Raxel monitors will be able to open the evidence, perform the monitoring, and tell you if everything is okay or not. So globally, this is an overview of the workflow that you may have in the phase one. The phase two will be a bit different. You will perform some peer-to-peer tests with member state, with others member state on site in El Salvador, and the process is quite the same. You will, from the Gazelle test management tool, you will have access to your test plan for the phase two. You can read the test plan and find your partner and contact your partner if they are available. You can exchange some transaction, or you can perform the verification of the QR code of the member state B. It's also the peer-to-peer test. If, for example, you have the proxy in the middle, then the proxy will cache the request you send, and then the response you receive. And those information can be provided to the monitors to perform the the monitoring, the validation of the request and the response message. You have also EVS client in the process that help you to validate the request and the response message you exchange with the other member state on site. So this is an example of peer-to-peer test that you can execute in El Salvador in the phase 2. So now each country, each event has its own Gazelle instance. So for PH4H, this is the instance of Gazelle. Yeah, okay. So this is the link to the Raxel Gazelle instance. In the Raxel Gazelle instance, when you come on this page, you have now 4 sections. The first section is the test execution section. This is the most important one. This is where you will perform your registration. This is where you'll find your test plan once it's ready. And in El Salvador to execute a test, this will be the section you will use. Document validation is for the validation of the document. For example, you would like to validate your IPS document, so you can click on the validation section, document validation, and then search for the good validator here, and then search for the validator, update your file, and then perform the validation. This is mostly for the validation part, but at this time we will come to, during our upcoming webinar, we will explain you in details for the newcomers how to use this section. Message capture is the proxy. Here you have the proxy. You can search for your message you send to the country A, from the country A to the country B. And once you have access to the message, you can validate the message, call EVS client from the proxy. This is something you already used last year. Most of the countries they already used it last year. Here you have the content of the message. You have access to the request and the response. So this is the proxy section. And then this is the user management section. Normally, you don't need this section. This is mostly for admin of Gazelle, admin for the monitors, Pablo, Carlos, Fernando, if they would like to manage the users in Gazelle. Also, if you are admin in your organization, also you can have access to this option, and then give some right to some people in your organization and so on. So this is not the most important one. The most important one is, as I said, is the test execution section, this one. So when you click on it, sorry, excuse me, I need to disconnect. Sorry. When you click on this section, you will come to this page. If you already have an account in Gazelle, you can put your email and your password. So you can click, put your email and your password. If you forget, if you can't remember your connection information, so you can click on forgot password, and then Gazelle will send you an automatic email, and then from that email you can reset your password. If it doesn't work, so you can send us an email, or you can contact Carlos. We will support you. So now once you connect to the Gazelle test management tool, just be careful, because here this is the testing session for El Salvador. If you connect and you see, for example, the previous testing session, for example, Colombia is blue. So the testing session is closed. You cannot do anything on this part. So this is Colombia, Bogota. This is finished. So if you connect and then you see Colombia, Bogota in the blue color, click on join another session. Once you click on join another session, search for El Salvador. El Salvador is just here. So click on the cross mark, and then you will be in the El Salvador testing session. So the color is pink. We would like to use we wanted to use blue because El Salvador color is blue, but blue is already used by Colombia, so we don't have any choice. So we use the pink color. So once you come to this session, you have the menu registration. Okay, so click on menu registration, and from the menu registration, you have another menu, add a system. So click on add a system and search for your organization. So to find your organization in Gazelle, this organization already exists. This country already have an organization in Gazelle. So Argentina, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Bolivia, Brazil, all of these countries already have their organization. So you don't need to create your organization. And this is your organization name in Gazelle. This is what you created last year or 2 years ago. So once you come here, if your country already exists in Gazelle, so you can select it here. For example, I would like to select El Salvador. So this is the Ministerio de El Salvador, de Salud de El Salvador. So you can select it. And now you have system product name. This is very important. You can use, for the track one, use electronic health record because your system is an electronic health record, and then put your country code. Your country code will be Salvador. For example, El Salvador is SDL, if my memory is good. So now here you can put your system type. Your system type is also an electronic health record. This is always in the track one. So now in the system keyword, you can put your country name. This information, no, I can put country D because El Salvador will create their own system, so I don't want to create it in their system. So I can select another organization. So IHC Catalyst, for example. So this is my country D. This is the telegram of my country, and this is my system because in the track one, it's about electronic health record system. So the version you can put track one. Normally it should be 2025, but just put track one. And then this is the owner of your system. You can put any person in your organization, any person in your health ministry. You can see I can select anyone in my organization. And once all fields are populated, you can click on save, and your first system registration is done. So here you can see you have EHR, IHE because I'm from IHE, but it's El Salvador, for example, it's VP Ministry de Salud de El Salvador. This is your country name, and then this is the telegram of your country. So your registration is done. You can put the registration status as completed. And after that, do not forget to click on update. So in the profiles actor, do not add anything. This year we will update. We will add the profiles for you. So because in the track one you will test all profiles, so we will configure the profiles and then update your system. So do not do any updates on this. So this is just what you need to do during the registration phase. So I have already registered the system for the track one. So now I'm going to do the same for the track two. I'm going back to registration, add the system, and select my Ministry of Health. And here I can select also, for here I can select ER, immunization record, or ESS, as is described in the track two. In the track two, it's ER, immunization record, or ESS. So select your the type ESS. Oh, sorry, this is this is something we need to fix in Gazelle. It's not ESS but IIS. And the system keyword will be your country name, as you did in the previous part. And version you can put track 2. And the owner you can put the owner you want. Okay, so this is done, and also the same registration status dropped, completed, and click on update. So this is if you do this, your registration is fully completed and you are ready for the upcoming event. Profile actors, I will update it later. So So this is very, you need to follow these recommendation, because last year we had few issues in Gazelle, because some countries couldn't recognize, for example, the system name of another country. So it was very complicated for Carlos and me to identify, for example, this system is for which country. So if you use the name of your country in the system creation, it will help a lot during the phase 2 of the event. So this is what we require, what we ask you for the registration. If your country already exists in Gazelle, if your country is in this list. If your country is not in this list, that means, for example, Republic Dominica, I think they are new in this event. So for Republic Dominica, you need to create your country in Gazelle. You need to create your system in Gazelle. I provide this document to Carlos tomorrow, and Carlos will send it to you. And this document describes how to create your organization in Gazelle. So once you have your organization, so now you can create your system. If you are a new user in Gazelle, for example, your organization already exists, but you don't have any account in Gazelle, the process also is described in this document. I will send it to Carlos tomorrow, and you have all the steps to create your account in Gazelle, and if you need any support, we will be available in case you have any question or need any assistance. So the information I describe is I show you in the Gazelle platform, are explained here in this slide. Organization keyword, select your Gazelle organization or your country. System product name, put for the track 1, put EHR, and then your country code. System type EHR, system keyword, your country name. The version is, I put 2025, but you need to put track 1 for track 1 and track 2 for for the second track. And this is a screenshot. And do not forget to click on save. This is for a track 2 screenshot, and so on. So now, once you create your system, so now you can wait for the next phase, the next webinar, and then in the next webinar we will explain you in details the organization of the phase 1, the test plan you need to execute, and when you need to share your system, your server configuration. So now, after the phase 1 and the phase 2, as I said, we will have the report, the reporting. It's very important. The report is divided in 3 levels, as I said at the beginning: country level, sub-region level, and regional level. In Gazelle, this is, for example, the results we have last year, but I have removed the country name. I just put country A, B, and C. Here you have the test case number 1 to number 14, for example. If you want to success the track 1, you need to validate all of the test cases. Here, for example, the country A has executed three tests in Gazelle just for the test case number one. If it's green, that means the monitors has successfully validated all the tests. Gray, that means no test has been executed. Red means the test has been executed, but it's failed. But if you want to success the track, you need to success all the workflow from TC1 to TC20 if it's a track 1, or TC1 to TC18, but everything needs to be green. If it's gray, you will fail. So that means that's why the phase 1 is very important, because last year many countries didn't have enough time to perform their test. But this time you have the phase 1 to prepare your system before coming to El Salvador. In El Salvador, you have 4 days. So this will help you to execute all the workflow and then to success the track 1 and the track 2. So I am at the end. So this is globally what I wanted to present to you, and Carlos will in the probably next presentation. Carlos will show you a template of the country, um, the template of the country reports that will help you probably to be more prepared for the phase one and phase two. So this is what I wanted to show you. Thank you so much um, for your attention. And if you have, we have 15 minutes left. If you have any question, I am open to answer to your question. Thank you so much. So back to you, Carlos.
Thank you very much, Soliman. I will switch to Spanish now. Dudas, observaciones, comentarios. Ahora es el momento de aprovechar el espacio que nos queda. Cualquier pregunta respecto al registro, adelante, David.
Ok, le entendí a Suleiman que deberíamos tenerlo para el momento de la datatón virtual, ¿cierto? Este registro.
Así es, eso
Ok,
es correcto.
esa es pregunta uno. Y pregunta dos, veo que ya Costa Rica está, pero está Caja costarricense. ¿Es necesario registrar al Ministerio de Salud o podemos hacerlo todo con Caja?
Pueden hacerlo, ustedes lo definen. La verdad, ustedes definen el grupo de usuarios, los usuarios, el nombre del sistema. Es importante, sí, que estén todos dentro de un mismo grupo, de un mismo equipo. Pueden
Ok,
agregar N participantes, los que ustedes definan dentro de ese grupo, que van a ser los que finalmente van a estar trabajando en los tests. Así que sí hay que generar usuarios nuevos, seguir los pasos de Sulimán y nosotros podemos ir habilitando los usuarios que vayan solicitando el registro.
sí, pero más allá del usuario, lo digo por el nombre de la institución, porque está solo representada Caja. No sé si hay que representar al Ministerio.
Insisto, depende 100% de ustedes. Ustedes definen como
Ok,
país. Si así lo quieren hacer, pueden generar una nueva institución más como país o que tenga los nombres de tanto de la caja como del ministerio. Ustedes definen.
ok,
No hay problema con
listo.
eso. Nosotros nos adaptamos a la designación que ustedes determinen.
Genial. Gracias, Carlos. Eso era. Muy amable.
¿Alguna otra pregunta? Es el momento. Solo voy a hacer énfasis, el proceso de registro no es tan sencillo, no es tan trivial. Bien saben los que ya han pasado por la experiencia, probablemente les cueste menos, pero hay que ponerle atención y es relevante porque es una manera en la cual nosotros vamos asociando los usuarios con los sistemas, con quienes van a testear en la Conectaton, por lo que es relevante tenerlo. Si bien la ventana temporal para el registro es amplia, va a durar hasta fin de mes, según lo que nos contó Sulimán. Importante tener a la brevedad listo todos los cambios, los usuarios que ustedes designen, etcétera, para darnos también un periodo para que los monitores puedan revisar, chequear que está todo correcto y dejar después los tests habilitados a esos usuarios. ¿Alguna otra duda, pregunta, comentario? Los tracks, sí, vamos, bueno, ya les mostré, a ver, podemos hacer una distribución interna con los monitores. Yo les voy a dejar dicho que vayan distribuyendo y mostrando los tracks en detalle. Los tracks han sido bastante em, han estado en bastante revisión, principalmente por las definiciones que han ido cambiando en las últimas semanas, pero ya está en una versión bastante más estable. También la vamos a dejar pública en la web de Conectaton. Si bien hoy no está, vamos a cerrar unos últimos cambios. Se va a publicar en el transcurso de los próximos días con un documento que acompañe la explicación del paso a paso de esos tracks. Es un formato de diagrama, digamos, de alto nivel, no es uno de secuencia bajo nivel. También tenemos ahí algunos materiales que podemos compartir, pero que lo haremos vía monitores ya en el ámbito más técnico. Así que esperarían ustedes recibir los tracks tanto desde sus monitores, son las mismas slides que mostró Suleiman, y también las vamos a publicar en la web de Raxel a la brevedad. ¿Otra pregunta? Recordar las fechas. La primera semana de octubre comienza la primera fase de Conectaton, que es la fase virtual. La idea es enfocarnos nuevamente en generar todos los elementos habilitantes para las pruebas entre pares, es decir, tener a los pacientes creados en sus sistemas, les vamos a proveer también los casos de test para esa creación de pacientes, generar los IPS, que es fundamental tener esos IPS en sus nodos país, y también generar probablemente los VHL y algunos certificados de vacunación. La idea es, en conjunto a los hitos de el mes de septiembre, que también van a ser liberados por los monitores en el transcurso de hoy y mañana, que básicamente tiene que ver con el cierre de los procesos de ambos tracks. Tenemos la generación y el test entre los nodos y la aplicación y entre países. Acompañando a eso, la idea es que también ustedes en la primera fase de Conectaton trabajen sobre lo mismo, tengan todos esos habilitantes listos, toda la información generada en sus sistemas, para que cuando lleguemos a la fase 2 de Conectaton empecemos a compartir entre pares y trabajemos sobre una grilla de interacciones que es la que siempre también cada año nosotros preparamos para ustedes. ¿Dudas, preguntas con el registro? Fundamental entonces ir generando los usuarios, todos los cambios que quieran hacer, como preguntó David, ir gestionándolos desde ya. Bien, no veo más preguntas ni en el chat, ni no sé si algún comentario general, tal vez. Por ahí, Fernando, ¿tienes algo que aportarnos y compartirnos y adelantarnos, tal vez, de lo que se nos viene con el evento o con las fases, desde la perspectiva técnica, por supuesto? ¿Están tímidos? Ok. Vamos a dar por cerrada entonces la sesión. Ah, y no está funcionando la opción de restaurar contraseña. Chequeemos con Suleiman de inmediato. Muy buen comentario, John. Suleiman, we have a comment related to the restore password option that it appears not to be working.
Uh, Let me check. Um, Normally it should work. Actually, it works, but no, sorry. You didn't receive the email, right? Did you receive any email from Gazelle? Normally, you should receive an email.
It's not for me, it's for a user. Let me check. John, I don't know if you. It says that fails the email is not sending. And
Ah, okay.
you receive the
So,
message like try again later.
oh, okay. So let me check with the technical team and then come back to you then tomorrow.
Ok,
Okay.
thank you, Suleiman. Gracias por el comentario, John. Está muy atingente, sobre todo a quienes tienen usuario creado y quieren recuperarlo por algún motivo. Eh, el equipo de IH va a estar revisando qué sucede con los emails de restauración que al parecer no están funcionando del todo bien. Sí, Adriana, te pasa exactamente lo mismo. Ok, gracias por levantar el issue. Probablemente tenga relación con la apertura del periodo de registro y los usuarios antiguos que quieren recuperar su clave. Vamos a ponernos desde ya sobre ese tema les podemos informar en el canal general de Slack para todos los aspectos de registro ahora eh, y, y algunos hechos que podamos ir resolviendo, lo vamos a informar vía canal general de Slack para que todos estén al tanto. ¿Otra pregunta? Bien, entonces, novedades iremos informando por los respectivos canales. La próxima sesión no es la próxima semana, probablemente sea la subsiguiente. Va a ir en el marco de wallets, que es el tema que estuvimos viendo en la mañana. Y también veremos las citas respectivas a las próximas sesiones con IH. Hay un par de sesiones, como bien mostró Suleiman, que están agendadas relativo al proceso de pruebas en particular. Y probablemente en la sesión virtual, en la primera fase de Conectaton, también tengamos instancias donde vamos a estar resolviendo dudas y dirigiendo un poco el proceso de pruebas. Así que desde ya, atentos también a todas las citas que van a recibir y a las confirmaciones que también dejamos en el canal de Slack. Muchas gracias por asistir el día de hoy. Recordar que este material queda disponible para consulta también en el canal de YouTube de Raxel. Nos estamos viendo. Thank you again, Suleiman. We will be pending regarding the issue with the email. So just let us know when that is solved. Gracias a todos y nos vemos pronto. Tengan muy buena resto de semana.
Hasta luego.
Thank you all.
Chao.
Bye.
No, gracias.